you know, we've been handling this product for 15 years, and I still feel like it's necessary to share a little bit about it, the background, the fears, the benefits, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, we've been for years keep on applying fertilizer in our ground, and the only reason why we keep on applying fertilizer in the ground is because we put the fertilizer on the ground, then we harvest the crop goes to the city, and then we got to go mine more fertilizer to put it back on our soil. And in the process, we lose our microbes and those kind of things. So, you know, when I came back, back in about 10, 15 years ago, Dad had started handling this product, the biofertilizer product. And, you know, I guess my nature, I love a lot the whole business when it comes to the product, the value, the sales, the marketing, and a little bit of controversy, to be all fairness. So I want to go back to the basics of the product and understand, you know, maybe some of the fears are still out there and give you a little bit of background on it. So I want to break it down and talk about the product. Last year, we have ran out of product. We've sold out, and we've brought our trucking back to the border where it comes from the most part, and so there's a lot more demand that we can supply to it. So last year, with the help of Roseanne that we hired as the general manager, she told me to go out there and find more product. So we've been able to lock down about 3 or 4 new contracts for new products in different locales in Michigan and also in Ontario for more products. So that's been a success. We do about 60,000 ton last year, spread about 30,000 acres, and we should get closer to 80, 90, 100 ton this year, 100,000 ton this year. So that's going to be exciting to see how that works out. So here's some new products. Agro Boost is the stuff we've been using the last few years. Agro Edge is a new product coming out of Michigan. Agro Force is a new product coming out of Michigan. And Micro Boost is a product coming out of Ontario. So interesting enough, we'll talk a little more about that Micro Boost and talk about, that's a kind of new product, and I'll explain a little more about it in detail. So go next slide. So the main concerns that people would talk about is odor, heavy metals, and pharmaceuticals. And I want to touch base on those products so you can understand a little bit better. So let's keep on going. This product, so our product's 75% organic matter. Interesting enough, there has never been, I've never seen a product out there with a higher level of organic matter. It never existed that I've ever seen as a product with such high levels of organic matter. And I'll talk a bit about the value towards that and give a comparison on other products. Keep on going. So heavy metals. So talking about heavy metals, people ask about heavy metals and the concerns around heavy metals. So we do, when products are a fertilizer, it goes through scrutinization through CFIA. CFIA is an organization called Canada Food Inspection Agency, and they have regulations on all the heavy metals that are in the products. So that's their concern. The products needs to be registered products. Some products are exempt from registration, but they all have to go through quality and safety standards. So we have on our team a guy named Michael Payne, which is a guy that actually worked on NASMs, which is non-egg source materials, and worked on the legalistics of it all with lawyers, and he also understands the CFIA regulations, so he's the guy that we go to create our labels and that kind of stuff on this product. So what do they look for? Fecal coliform and salmonella. Fecal matter has to be less than 1,000, most probable number. Salmonella has to be undetectable. And dioxin and furans, I won't get into that because I don't know what exactly it is, and there's 11 regulated elements of heavy metals. These are the ones that they go over in understanding the product and measuring the products. Next slide. So, testing for nutrients. By the way, if you guys have any questions as we go through, you can ask questions afterwards, but if you have any questions, just raise your hands and I'll answer for you. So, total nutrients, that's what we go over. Total nutrients, total phosphorus, total potassium, and dry matter and moisture content. So, this is an example of how they measure and how they create a label for these products. So, it talks about the zinc being the highest measurable or the limiting factor to the amount you can put on per acre, okay? So it gives all the breakdown of it, which I'm not going to go through, but I want to show you in the next slide. So if you look at the next slide, on the far right-hand side, the round circle, this is a maximum application rate, and they do it over a 40-year loading period. And so in other words, Zinc being the highest limiting factor, you can put only 8.48 tons per hectare. If you've done it every year for 40 years, you wouldn't go over its limit, right? And so this is how they figure out, they put all the numbers into this system, and they figure out what's the lowest determining factor, and that is what goes on your fertilizer label, okay? So again, heavy metals are all checked, and nutrients are all checked, and those are the guidelines they go by, is the lowest denominator, and that's based on how much you're allowed to put on your soil. Pharmaceuticals and personal care products, those are a big concern. So they measure those in parts per billion. Most are measured at parts per billion. A part per billion, just to give an idea, is like one soybean seed from 180 tons of seed. So one soybean seed in 180 ton, enough to plant 5,500 acres. One seed of that is a part per billion. And they test for this. Environment Canada tests for this, these products, these pharmaceuticals and personal cares, and this is an example of what they'll find in the product. Caffeine, codeine, and I don't know all the rest of them, but anyways, there's a testing that they do, and they go through and check this out in many, many locations all across Canada on a regular basis, and they found out that it's not necessary to put in the regulations because it's so low in in their testing. Next page. So going on, talking about the nutrients in the product. So basically, these are the basic nutrients. There are other stuff like boron it's very low, that we don't measure it. So going through the product, AgriBoost, it's the main product we sell. We sell 60,000 ton of this a year. I'll go through the nutrients. This is based on last year's average nutrients for last year. So there's 110 pounds of P2O5. So just to give you an idea, MAP, 110 pounds of P2O5 is equivalent to 220 pounds of MAP, because MAP is 50% phosphate. Under organic matter, 1,450 pounds of organic matter. Nitrogen, 100 pounds. Calcium, 35. Magnesium, 8.8. Sulfur, 18.7. Zinc, 1.1. And dry matter is 95% dry matter. So that's the big portion of the value of this product comes from the fact that it's very, very dry. Going down back to the value of the product. So the price for phosphate today, you'll be paying $1.10 for it. Organic matter, let me tell you about organic matter. So I'll show it down later how I came to this number. But if you take the organic matter in straw and you break down the value of it, you'll come to the value at 20 cents per pound of organic matter. And I'll break that down on the slide at the very end, how I got to that number, so you can understand that better. So going on nitrogen, right now today you'll pay 81 cents for a pound of nitrogen. Calcium, I didn't put any value towards that. Magnesium, put any value to that. Sulfur, there's 63 cents in a pound of sulfur. Zinc, $5 for a pound of zinc. And dry matter, 0. So going forward for value, there's $121. Just click all the way through those. So there's $509 worth of value. We're under the $100 mark for the price in this product currently. So going back down to the next page. So I got to these slides from OMAFRA. Back about 3-4 years ago, there was information based on if your nutrient in your soil was low, could you actually feed the seed to create the yield that you could find in soils that had reasonably high nutrient levels. So nutrient levels of 120 parts per million in potash, and nutrient levels in 20 parts per million in phosphorus in your soil. And they found out that even when you applied these nutrients, you were significantly behind in yield because your fertilizer level wasn't at a reasonable level. Not a high level, at a reasonable level. So going to the next page, these are both for soybeans and for corn. And you can see the difference here. There's more slides, there's more information. If you ever want to look into this more deeper, Greg Stewart could maybe mention a bit about when he's up here, but they didn't, lots of research on that. And again, I'm not here to tell you that you should go and raise your fertilizer level, your soil level to a certain height if it's not cost effective, right? But that's where I believe that we can come in and make that cost effective difference. So this is the new product, Micro Edge. So this product is a processed product beyond what has been processed in the previous product. And what's interesting in the product is that it has no organic matter, it only has phosphorus, and the micros are not there either. But what's interesting, there's no odor. So going back to the odor part, you can't find odor when product that has no organic matter. And it's really unreasonable to to have product that has, wanting to have no odor, that has high organic matter. So all, cattle manure, pig manure, so forth, is gonna have some levels of organic matter in it. So anyways, interesting enough, this product has 200 pounds of P2O5. It's, again, you show the dry matter, 65% dry matter, and you put the rest of the numbers in there. Basically, there's $400 worth, no, $200, sorry, $200 plus worth of phosphorus in this product. And you can talk to Brent later about this. If you're concerned about the odor, but you want economical phosphorus, we definitely will deliver that. I'm hoping to have about a supply of 10,000 ton of this this coming year. So going on from there, last year we contributed over 60,000 metric ton of product, and we diverted from the landfill, providing obviously significant economic, environmental, social benefits to the country, and emissions of 52,000 metric ton of CO2. And if we all care about this emission stuff, we've definitely done an effective job on the environment in that sense. Going on from there, got questions, but I want to go just to the other slide in straw, because I talked to you about organic matter. So straw, if you're to sell your straw at 5 cents a pound, potash value in it, they said in the past, is worth about 1 cent a pound, leaving about 4 cents a pound for the organic matter. Now straw has 20% organic matter in the straw, so you take a ton of straw, which is typical for an acre, times that by 20%, you have 440 pounds of organic matter. You take that 4 cents, you times it by the 440 pounds of organic matter, it's $88. Take the $88 to divide it by that 440 again, you're back to 20 cents per pound. And that's why I came up with the value for the organic matter of the product. That's why I've told many times, take your straw off. If you get the good money for it, bail it off, ship it out, make the money on that, put this product in replace. Again, straw is going to take 30 pounds of nitrogen to break it down if you're leaving the soil. So you go from a negative nitrogen to a positive nitrogen with this other product. So they cut back significantly on your nitrogen needs for the following year on your corn ground. And that's basically, how some of the farmers that have used this for many, many years have got best value out of this product. And again, I want to say thank you for all you farmers that have tried it, that have believed in it, and saw the results from it. So thank you, and I'm open to questions though. Anybody?